again the leader in filing 5G technologies. So if you look at a simple case of a Harvard University, how IP generated, managed there, every year they disclose about 500 invention disclosures to their IP seller TTO office, and the IP seller TTO office basically evaluates that applications and see how many of them meeting the patentability criteria. Apart from meeting the patentability criteria, there should be also a market potential for that invention. As a know-how, it's not necessary that all inventions to be protected through patent, but because of the strategic advantage and other benefits, if you have got resources, one can go for patent, because patent filing has been recognized globally as an indicator for measurement of performance and competitiveness. So they file around 50% of the patent applications what they receive. 50 to 60%. Then, if you look at the patents granted for their application again, that particular year, around 50% of the applications what they filed, they are getting patents. Of course, patent granting is based on the cumulative, based on the previous year's experience also, because it takes 1 or 2 years to get a patent. But on average, if you see the data, almost 50 to 60% of the applications, what they have filed, they are able to get patents granted. So based on the patents granted, they were also licensing these patents to various companies. On an average, around 50 licensing agreements out of this 150, 160 patents granted. They were about 1/3 of the patents granted, they were able to license it. Out of this licensing, they were able to get a commercialization of revenue. Out of the commercialization of the patents, they were able to get around about $100 million US as a licensing fee alone, leaving apart the royalties. And they are also able to spin out, around 15 to 16 or 20 startups every year in the campus from their IP what they are creating. This is generally the general scenario of IP portfolio in any of the world-class universities. This is an example of Harvard University. So I would like to give some examples, maybe another 5 minutes I will take time. So see, this is a simple example, the Coca-Cola can. Somebody has invented this, he obtained a patent as he fulfilled all the criteria what we said, novelty, inventive step, and industrial use. You can see in this patent all the 3 criteria. So far, nowhere in the world such kind of a technology are used to open a can like this. It fulfilled the criteria, inventive step. It adds, reduces the drudgery and saves time, cost, all those things. So it fulfilled the criteria, the way it has been joined with this, and industrial use. Coca-Cola industry or all the soft drink industry were able to use this. So as a result of this, this inventor, for his technology which he has licensed to Coca-Cola, which they have integrated in the Coca-Cola these cans, they've integrated and selling it, he is getting 1/10 of a penny per each can is opened, as a royalty. So every day he was able to get around 150,000 pounds royalty, during that licensing period. How much money he has made, you can imagine, and how simple is this technology. Just to inspire other youngsters, to think in such direction, identify such kind of a problem, come out with a solution which can be patented and which can also bring a lot of revenue to both the industry as well as to the individual inventors. Do you think we don't have that kind of intellect? Is it such a great rocket technology which we could not have thought about it? No, definitely. We are all capable of thinking, and coming out such kind of solutions. But only what is lacking is that nobody is there here to encourage us, support us, guide us in the direction, and provide the required resources. But nowadays it's not like that. Government of India is putting a lot of money to promote innovation, entrepreneurship, startups, lot of funds. Every ministry has got now a scheme to promote innovation, entrepreneurship, and patents. So another example I would like to show it here is that this is the conventional way of we park cycles. Everywhere I think parking cycle means this is the thing which comes to our mind. But some crazy guy thought, is there any better way to park our cycles? He came out with a vertical parking. So with this way, he was able to save 50% of space. I think cities like New York City, space is a very big problem there. So this, he got a patent for this kind of a invention. So such a simple thing. Let us start with such kind of a simple inventions, get patents. Then we can think of getting a complex technological patents, This is another simple thing. This is a sewing needle. This needle was got patented some time back with a hole on the top. But some crazy guy again thought, if I put another hole here on the other end, can it be found any industrial use or application? So that is what he thought, and he explored and he proved that it can be used. Sewing needle with the two holes, we use in our stitching all the garments. So this has transformed, the garment industry. Earlier, we were not able to stitch, or very difficult to stitch with a single hole at the top, with the hole at the bottom or in the somewhere in at the other end, really transformed the entire sewing industry, the garment industry, how much impact it made on the society, you see. So these are some of the just examples I wanted to show it to you. See, similarly, the jump clip, what to use, what is great technology in this idea, He was able to get a patent in 1899. Thereafter, there are so many patents have come into picture. So who are these great people? The IP billionaires and rich gods, what we call them. The Apple chief, the Microsoft chief is our Indian, who is he? Many of you may be aware of this face. You remember him. It's Professor H.C. Gupta, H.C. Verma, who wrote that book, Engineering Physics, I think it should have gone to the copyright, not here. He is the man who wrote that book, and he makes crores of rupees from his book, and he contributes his royalty to his fund, such a great man from India. So there are some number of success stories. When I was a chairman at NRDC has licensed more than 5,000 technologies. We protected the patents and commercialized it and established commercial plants, based on many of these universities, research laboratories, technologies. This is a list of technologies. The indelible ink, when you go for elections, they put a ink on our finger. That ink technology was developed by NPL, Amul Baby milk powder, and the tractor 20 HP, 10 HP tractors, Ayush 82, anti-diabetic herbal formulation, then anti-arthritis ointment, which Zorhat has developed it. We licensed to more than 8-9 companies. Artificial heart valve, disposable blood bag. So like that, there are about 5,000 technologies. Some of them I have listed here. So as a result of all these technologies, licensed, transferred, the patents commercialized, we generated about 10,000 crores turnover by all these companies, and we created employment opportunities about 1 lakh people, and we collected about 100 crores royalty, during last 10 years, and plowed back to the research institutions, from where we have taken the IP rights for commercialization. So I would like to conclude saying that, the education institutions which are creating the new knowledge, which is represented by Goddess Saraswati, and if you're able to put that knowledge into use through entrepreneurship startups, you can create wealth, employment opportunities, and plow back part of that wealth what we create in the form of a licensing fee and royalties to the academic institutions. They also thrive. They also come out with new innovations, improvements of the existing technologies, and again they go back to the industry. So as long as we are able to maintain the equilibrium between these two forces, Goddess Saraswati and Goddess Lakshmi, these are the two forces which drives the humanity, drives the societies. If you are able to, maintain the equilibrium between these two, and the society as a whole would be very happy and healthy, and they can contribute for the overall development of the respective countries. So I thank you very much for your patient hearing, and I once again thank my friend Dr. Unni and Dr. Barua and the management of Assam Downtown University for giving me this privileged opportunity. Thank you so much. If you have any specific questions, I would be very happy to answer them.
Thank you so much, Dr. Purushottam sir, for this very, very informative presentation on the innovation ecosystem, and of course, how important is IP protection for all academic excellence. And honestly, the way that we are moving from our regular universities to what you now call as Meru under the new national education policy. So IPR has become so very important for academic institutions. And being the Dean of Research and Innovation, I know how how under pressure are we all to actually translate all our innovative ideas into patents or some form of IPR. So thank you for this wonderful session, and we are now open to for a quick few questions maybe from the participants, if anybody wants to say questions or any comments from.
Yeah, sure.
Professor Purushottam, I must appreciate your consent for giving a talk, and the MOU what we had a couple of years back with you initiated and has made a very good awareness programs at the campus. We were not having a patent before till 2015, but afterwards there are number of patents in fact filed, copyrights we got, and still Dr. Barua has in fact is continually going on the steps, and I really appreciate your the coming over here and to induce the faculty, especially I must faculties of mechanical engineering. They came up with number of and the design we have got, and most of the patents application we filed through NRDC as per the suggestions, as per the MOU with us. And again and again, today, the talk, it was something so important. In fact, it is really an eye-opener to our organization, university, where we used to go for NIRF ranking. And the importance you said, the score for the patenting in those institute which has come out, all the IITs, why it is so, what is the reason, and also the comparison you made with that of some of the developed countries is really an eye-opener, and it is a very good, very informative talk, and I'm sure that it is very much useful to the university. I must thank you again and again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Any other question from the participants?
So I used to tell my students also at the end of the class, if you don't ask any question, it is a disrespect to the faculty member. That means he has not created that kind of an enthusiasm or doubts in your mind. So he's not an effective teacher.
Or it may be the other way around, that you're so very clear that there is no doubt in anybody's mind. So, but I have a small question, sir. Just my thoughts read out loud. Like you said, that NIRF gives a lot of weightage on the patents being published. And you yourself say that roughly about 60% of the patents published, they actually come out as, granted patents. So this criteria of giving grades based on the patents published, are we really the way we think about coming up with patents to protect our innovations, and if possible readily translate it into a product that can be of some benefit to the society? So is it really happening? I'm just reflecting on that, the way we wanted the government's intentions in considering all the patent filings being done for grading of an institution, an academic institution of higher education institutions. So is it really happening? The thought behind it, is it really being translated?
కాల్ చేస్తాను లెక్చర్లో ఉన్నాను. Messages. Yeah, it's a good question. What you have raised. You see, in the rankings, the patent weightage, they have again factored the three levels. One is some weightage for patents published, and some weightage for patents granted, and some weightage for patents commercialized. So simply filing an application doesn't mean anything. You can file anything, and they will give acknowledgement saying that you have filed a
Yes.
patent application.
Correct.
So, but at least you have thought about that patent filing. There is a process exists that helps in creating that kind of a culture. So that is marks for people who files patents. Of course, that is a low marks. Higher marks are there for patents granted, and furthermore marks are given patents commercialized. And also this is not for a single 1 year. When you do the ranking analysis, they take for the last 3 years. So that is what uniformly they have been taking last 3 years these numbers. Last 3 years, that's
Right, sir.
simply our efforts. They're trying to measure our effort rather than the outcomes. So that is how the patents have been factored into the NIRF ranking.
Right, sir. Right. I agree. Any other questions from anybody? Or maybe I'll request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor N.C. Talukder, to give some final comments.
I'm extremely grateful to Dr. Purushottam. I think it was a very rich content and database presentation. I only wish that all the faculties could attend this. Except there was no question. It's because it was everything was so
Very
clear.
nice. Yes.
So what I thought, if all we have about 260 faculties in the university, I wish all of them could come, but we had some examination, final semester examination going on. Some teachers have gone on vacation. So I think it's a great opportunity missed by many of my teacher colleagues. And I look forward to your visit to the university
Yes.
physically sometime, and then
Yes.
there will be a lecture when all the teachers are here. I'm sure this what you have presented will definitely be a part of inspiration for our faculty to go for filing patent. This is first step everyone should do. Like maybe we get less mark, but that itself is a great like somebody thinking of filing a patent. That first thought, I think it's a great thing. I would say, and gradually the research with this university is a relatively young university, only about 11 years old. From 2017, Dr. Unni, when he was here, they just started a research unit, and it's 4 or 5 years. 2 years gone in COVID, but there is a kind of a ecosystem getting built for research.
Yes.
For patent means first step is research. So that research, people have to be inspired, motivated to do research, which it's usually the scientists or teachers are getting involved in research also. Even the university last year, you said somewhere that 1% of the total grant of a university, if it is put in those Harvard University or California University, about 1% of the budget. So Toronto University last year had about 80 crores budget. So we gave about 80 lakhs rupees for core seed grant from core budget. So that's not any externally funded project. So perhaps we are there almost in 1%. And several externally funded projects are being now executed here. So everything, like things are gradually beginning to build up, and a person like you with a lot of experience in the patenting area will require your support, and you have already given support. As I understand that there was some memorandum of understanding with NRDC when you were there, and then one or two design a patent we already got grant, which you helped us draft. We also have recently engaged two attorney from patent attorney from Calcutta, and already maybe about 11 or 12 patents have gone last 1 year, means filing stage it has gone. Some, I think we have not got the first examination report yet, but we are there. So I hope that you will continue to support us, provide your expertise, expert help. And with these words, thank you very much on behalf of the entire university. Highly grateful to you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Talukdar sir. And roads, and you're all driving them, all the youngsters. I'm very happy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so
Thank you.
I would personally like to thank Dr. Purushottam sir for accepting our invitation and delivering this wonderful lecture today. And thanks to everyone who could participate in today's lecture. And like our Honorable Vice Chancellor sir said, many of our faculty members actually missed this opportunity.
Yes.
And we definitely look forward to further interaction with you, hopefully in a physical mode here in our own university. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank
Purushottam,
you.
sir.
Thank you. Namaste.
And
Namaste,
very
sir.
happy.
Namaste,
Dr.
namaste.
Purushottam, thank you very much again. We'll meet again.
Yeah, sure, sir. Look forward.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye, sir.